Turkey put us all in a very terrible situation. I mean, I think the incursion was unwarranted. At the direction of Turkey with regard to the alliance is heading in the wrong direction. On any number of issues, we see them spinning closer into Russia's orbit than into the Western orbit.
Defense Secretary Mark Esper slamming Turkey for its military offensive into Syria, saying they're spinning closer to Russia. So how should the U.S. handle NATO allies acting out? Former Green Beret Commander General Jerry Boykin is here to discuss. General, thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you. Nice suit, too.
Thank you very much. It's amazing for a lot of folks who are just watching Turkey's actions from the outside. It was amazing because it's hard to believe that they are a NATO ally, considering how cozy their relationship has been with Russia, using and buying Russian defense weapons and systems. How do they get away with this?
Well, I tell you, Charles, I am really disgusted with the people that keep talking about, well, America didn't want to go to war with a NATO ally. You know what? It's a violation of the UN Charter for any NATO ally to invade a country that already has other NATO nations on the ground, their military personnel. The onus should be on Turkey here. And I will tell you that I think it's only a matter of time until Turkey is no longer going to be a member of NATO. Because Erdogan really is not a representative government. He has not allowed this to be a true representative government, which is one of the fundamentals to being a member of NATO. The other is a market economy.
Right.
They're not really a representative government. He's a despot.
After the failed coup attempt, he certainly cleaned everything out in all levels of society and government, to your point, wiping out any form of opposition there. And so the foundation, the Democratic Foundation, has to be weakened. But now the calculus is Russia, growing power in that sphere of the world, growing influence. What does it mean for us?
Well, I think Russia's a winner in this thing, along with Iran, and it clearly means that we've got a NATO ally that has now sided with and joined forces with the very entity that NATO was created to stand against. So I think that this portends future problems for not only for America, but probably for NATO in general.
Listening to President Trump yesterday as he announced the permanent ceasefire and some of the other parts of the arrangement, even you could hear him suggest trust but verify almost every single day. I mean, do you have any doubts in your mind that we're going to be challenged over and over again with Turkey holding up its end of the bargain?
We should never trust Recep Erdogan. Look, the guy's objective in life is to create a caliphate and to be the caliph. He had no intentions of abiding by the provisions of the ceasefire. In fact, Charles, there never was really a ceasefire. I just talked to a guy from Syria yesterday and two guys from Syria yesterday, actually, and they said even though the bombing stopped, the ground campaign continued in certain areas. So the Turks never really stopped fighting when they were in this so-called ceasefire. I don't think Erdogan has any intention whatsoever of stopping where he is right now. He is not going to stop until he has everything he set out to get.
What does that mean for the Kurds?
Well, it means that they're going to keep driving the Kurds further south with not only the Turkey but America promising the Kurds a place for the Kurds to land, and you know it's going to be in the desert. That's what one of the Syrians told me yesterday, that you can't drive them but just so far south. I think the Kurds are the losers in this whole thing along with America. And look, as a soldier, I'm really distressed by the fact that we walked away from the Kurds. Look, the Kurds fought for their own homeland. We should never think that they were just doing it for us. But I tell you, ISIS, when they reemerge, when they resurface, we're going to have a hard time finding somebody to fight with us against ISIS. We do have strategic interest in that part of the world, and part of it is countering the threat of ISIS.
Are you saying then that it's a foregone conclusion ISIS will sort of reconstitute itself here?
I think it's just a matter of time until that's absolutely going to happen, and it's not all contingent upon all of these thousands of ISIS members getting out of the detention facilities there. Look, ISIS is an ideology. We have yet to counter the ideology, and until we do that, ISIS is always going to be a threat. There are still thousands of ISIS in the world, and in fact, they're in probably 34 to 35 countries right now. So don't think that ISIS is gone. He destroyed the caliphate.
Right.
Donald Trump, under his leadership, destroyed the caliphate in that part of the world, but it can come back very quickly, and I think it's only a matter of time until it will.
Yeah, it's tough to destroy an idea. General Boykin, thank you very much. Always a pleasure talking with you.
Good being with you.